Pocket Watching Wednesdays with your boy PurpleLips. What's good? What they do? It's your boy PurpleLips back with another Purple Lip breakdown. Let's get straight into it, man. This was a marriage. I mean, this wasn't a marriage. This was a circus. I ain't gonna lie. And both of them were the clowns. And both of them were clowns in this situation. That's crazy. Hey, we're watching a man who basically so deep in a financial submission, he can't even form the words no. You know what I'm saying? And basically to a woman who was draining him dry. That's crazy. And the wild part is they both are broke. And living paycheck to paycheck. And racking up debt for the event plan. And they racking up debt for like event planning type lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? And they bring nothing to the table, and they basically bring nothing in, and nothing in, no money in, you know what I'm saying? But ego or Instagram moments, that's all they bring in, you know what I'm saying? Ego and Instagram moments, you know what I'm saying? But this is just poor management. This is what happens when a man doesn't stand in his masculine role, when a woman leads her with her fantasy, when a woman leads with her fantasy over foundation, and nobody has courage to face reality. So it's the Purple Lip breakdown. It's the Pocket Watching Wednesdays. Let's get into it.
How can you spend money? How can you spend money? You don't have money. How can you spend money?
Well, money is like super variable for us. So, you know, like...
Yeah, but we know on average with everything combined, you're bringing in $46,800 net for the household.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
And then it's variable. So then
Is
a
that
big
pretty
gig
sweet?
will come in, and then I get excited because I see like, oh, like this month we're making 10 grand, and like that's really great. Oh, like what can I invest into the business? What can I... And then
sick.
I can justify
Why don't you guys
anything.
level out? Why don't you guys level out? High month, low month. Why don't you guys level out?
Well, that's what we're trying to do.
What is trying to do? Why doesn't she know?
Sometimes I just can't say no to you.
Listen, you have kind of f***ed up every year we've been together, so I thought, hey, maybe if I just lay out really clear instructions, then it'll go really well. And then it's still f***ed up.
Hoping to make you happy enough to become financial responsible. It hasn't happened
that's
yet.
not, I don't think that's gonna work.
This is what you do is you justify this stuff by looking at how much you're saving, which is just such a trap.
Download my budgeting app today.
It's a sad situation, y'all.
We
Can't believe he even allowed himself to
a
be
circus
like that.
entertainment company business, so we perform for a living. We run a circus entertainment company business, so we perform for a living.
Hey, Caleb already looking at him like, yo, oh, what is a circus business? Circus performance business.
What do you perform?
So
It's 1800. Okay.
fire dancing, LED dancing. We also hire.
People sign up for you to LED dance.
Yes.
I just see people do that at music festivals for free.
Yeah, we do that, but we bring it to like a corporate sort of setting and parades, and it's like that, but
You
for
guys walk
commercial.
into corporate buildings.
Yeah, we
We
do.
go to parties you'd have to pay us to be at.
Yes,
It's the only way we would get in.
Wait, are you guys married?
we are.
Oh.
Married AF.
Huh?
Married AF.
How long have you guys been married?
5 years.
Wow.
Yep.
How long have you guys been in business together?
I started the
Yeah.
business a year before we met.
Is this not complicated?
Well, it has complications, but that's part of the fun. Like
Part of the fun?
You know, I like it.
It's very fun.
Okay.
It's a great. To me, it's like I'd
Did you guys
rather.
start working together or banging first? Working or banging?
Banging.
Okay,
Definitely
and then
banging.
you just brought her in?
And then, it was very easy because with her being back in Ontario and me being in Wisconsin, once, I lost my train of thought.
Okay.
So we met in Wisconsin doing these circus sort of things. We were at
Sure.
conventions.
Circus convention.
Yep, with fire dancing and juggling and all this fun stuff. And then we were long.
Hey, man, drop your comments, man. Let me know who thinks these people on drugs. Chat, you think these people on drugs? Hey, by the way, press that sub button, man. We're on the road to 100 subs, and press the like button. You like the video? It's that Purple Pocket Watching Wednesdays.
Distance for about a year, and we would fly to these events and, attend and all
How
that.
successful is this business?
When it started, it was just a bunch of hippies getting together and, doing gigs. Now,
there's barely any businesses that start and are successful like that.
of course.
So
Now,
6 years into the business, right?
Launching and even doing business before we were in
How are we
LLC.
doing?
So, better than ever, which isn't good enough. And
correct.
doing better, like all the reasons we have to believe it will work as long as we figure it out. So we're making, do you want me to tell you how much we're making? I won't.
I would like you to tell me how much we're making.
Yeah, we've got it kind of figured out. If we take like last year's income and go 12 months, we're looking at like $15K each from kind of just business.
Not for the year.
For the year.
Yo, 30,000 a year out of both of them. Damn.
It's
For
not
the
enough.
year.
And
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Guys, what are we doing?
We're loving our lives, Caleb.
Loving your lives.
We're
I
loving
wish
our
you
lives.
could pay for it.
Well,
How do you keep a
Here's-
roof over
I-
your head? $30,000 for the household net.
Well, we live with a roommate who's really great.
Yeah,
so that
you
helps
must.
offset expenses.
and
And
do
so
you rent from them?
no.
no.
Okay.
This is
No.
the first time we've done business on its own without more of a day job.
Yeah.
So
When
like,
when was the last time we had a day job?
Well, we still do, but we've tapered down the hours.
What's the day job?
We
We together again?
yeah.
Okay, what do you guys do together for a day job? Because $30,000 for a household.
Yeah, that's so sad. He basically just follow everything that she do, and you could tell. It's like, and this is why a woman must learn to submit to a man with a vision. You know what I'm saying? It's important that you lean towards a man who actually has a vision. So not just the vibe, you know what I'm saying? Not just the vibe and why a man who must learn to say no. You know what I'm saying? It's not control. It's not to control, but it's to protect. You're protecting your relationship. When a woman following your lead, my brother, when a woman following your lead, brother, you have control because you're protecting both of them. You have the leadership because she has to trust you because she did choose you at the end of the day. And you have to trust your own judgment, my brother. This is a sad situation.
Net is, not good enough.
Not great. So we help out a friend's mom's business, and we are basically like putting up real estate signs and removing real estate signs. So it's like
How many hours a week in pay is that?
like
kind of what we ask for, which is why it's perfect.
It's also variable, right? Like sometimes we have
How
a
much do you bring in a
6-hour
month
day.
from that?
Sometimes we have
How
like a
much do you
10-hour
bring
day.
in a month from that net?
600 from and 800 from me.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Also, her name is
Now-
Karina.
Oh, Karina.
That's okay.
And for that,
Hey,
I think you're also looking at like
Is that net? 1,400 net? And why do you guys
Well, it's
separate so much
tax.
instead of the household? Okay, so net. And not being claimed for taxes.
Well-
I'm assuming. Now that you said that. Great. All right. Great. Really good. All right. Well, we also have an extra 2,500 net coming in on a monthly basis. Wait. Does the business file taxes?
Yes.
I'm
Yes, we do.
painstakingly taxi.
Why would you want to get your business by not paying taxes on the other stuff, though? Why f yourselves? Why potentially f yourselves?
I think that it's been a really silly option of sort of thinking we'll do this for this month. We'll do this one
How
more
long
month.
have you been
We'll
doing
do
it? How
this.
many months?
Less than a year.
Nine
Yeah.
months.
What were you doing to survive before that? Because obviously this wasn't enough.
No, bartending has always been really successful as a open the day job, sort of,
Why did we
9 to
stop
5
bartending?
We
style.
moved.
Yeah, we moved. That's
Yeah.
not the reason I stopped because there's plenty of places to bartend no matter where you
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
People are alcoholics in Wisconsin.
Yeah, they are.
I'm here. We're ready to consider getting back into bartending.
Yeah.
The reason I got out of it is to try and manage my time enough to figure out the business and like it's
no, you didn't. You did it so you could compensate her feelings. That's 100% facts. I know it. Drop your comments if you agree, Chad. Like, yeah. Did this man actually do this because he was trying to look towards the business or focus on the business, or did he actually just not go back into bartending because he was smitten to the woman's lead? I'm almost willing to bet $100 somebody in the chat that he actually did this because he followed her lead.
It's just been a train wreck of like just not really being able to adjust to fluctuating income and not responsibly setting aside taxes. So at the end of the year, you're screwed.
Well, and then it felt really good because
this is a lot of paperwork, guys.
Yeah.
Bringing in this amount of money is not acceptable for your business, even because this is risk holding over your business.
Okay, but
this prevents you from reinvesting time, reinvesting energy, reinvesting mental bandwidth, reinvesting money into the business. This is risk. This prevents you from taking further risk that should be going towards the business. Instead, it's this overhanging.
Yeah.
I think
so why are we? Well, it's because you make no money. But why are we?
Because we make no money and we like to spend
Yeah, but
money.
you're choosing to make no money. How can you spend money? How can you spend money? You don't have money. How can you spend money?
Well, money is like super variable for us. So, you know, like.
Yeah, but we know on average with everything combined, you're bringing in $46,800 net for the household.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
And then it's variable. So then
Is
a
that
big
pretty
gig.
sweet?
What? How much?
Like.
Yeah, but we know on average with everything combined, you're bringing in $46,800 net for the household.
Yeah.
That's
pretty sweet.
And then it's variable. So then
Is
a
that
big gig
pretty
will
sweet?
come in. And then I get excited because I see like, oh, like this month we're making 10 grand. And like, that's really great. Oh, like what can I invest into the business? What can I.
That's a lie. There's no way that 1 month you making 10 grand. I know she's talking hypothetically, but 10 grand on 1 month, and then out of nowhere you have a drop from making the rest of the year to 30,000. That's like the rest of the year you're making 30,000, or the rest of the year you're making 20,000. You had this 1 month where you're making 10 grand. Man, stop the lies.
And then
Sick.
I can
Why
justify
don't you guys
anything.
level out? Why don't you guys level out? High months, low months. Why don't you guys level out?
Well, that's what we're
That's
trying to
fair.
do.
What is trying to do? What does that look like? Because look where we are. I Googled my name and email the other data broker sites. Everyone
Advertisement.
knows your social security number. And that's why today's video is sponsored by Oracle. If
And get through his advertisement. Oh, he got a commercial to follow? Oh, man.
your life wide open.
He's still
Try
on his advertisement.
Trying to leverage all the free resources we can in terms of like, I want to pitch like the SBDC, wherever you live, the Small Business Development Center is like a really good resource for
and what are you
starting business.
using?
So
from
getting
them?
them to do our contracts, getting to help us with like,
Yeah, I just want to pause for a second just to say, you know what I mean? Hey, look, Hammer, you're pretty smart, bro. I ain't gonna lie, you're very smart. The way that you kind of put these commercials and the advertisements all in one and kind of back to back and together, you're pretty smart for that. You're smart for that, bro.
like contract templates and making sure our LLC's filed correctly and taxes look good.
Yeah, by the way, the median household income for the city you're in is $76,968.
Yeah.
A lot more
2
than
years
we make.
ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean it could be worse?
Yeah, but
now?
I'm really wealthy
It's not.
with all the friends I have, and I'm really wealthy with like the lifestyle I live.
Well, yeah, but that's fueled by debt. The friend thing, yeah, we can do that without debt, and we can do that without a lot of money. But your lifestyle, that's debt. You don't fucking make money. What are you talking about?
Well, I get to go and do a gig and travel for that and
Travel?
be in hotels.
Wait. We know what you make net. Is that after travel or before travel?
That's after
What you guys told
that's
me.
after
The
paying all
15
the other performers. That's after all of the
What
expenses.
kind of future is in 2025 circusing?
really solid.
Really
abnormally
solid, abnormally solid.
Which is why you guys make no money? I'm confused. Okay, so tell me.
And they both say it's solid. And this is, bro, like ladies, bro, for the way, ladies, bro, this wife right here is like, she out here with the gold digger tendencies in this God's clothes. You know what I'm saying? She emotionally manipulating her husband to like thinking that love equals being a yes man. You know what I'm saying? And he's falling for the trap. But love without leadership is chaos. This is not leadership. And for him to follow her lead after him following her lead for a bit, I wonder when was he gonna go ahead and take the lead at some point. Okay, your way is not working. Look, we doing it my way.
have a contract for like 37 grand right now. So it's like a
Contract
start.
that is signed and
Yep.
official, and you've
Booking's
been paid.
and so
Well, the
all the
performance
contracts
is-
are signed.
And what is this contract?
You're right.
What-
You're right. It hasn't happened yet.
No.
Anything can happen.
The
From-
contract hasn't happened yet?
Well, it's from August until October.
The event.
It's like an entire 3-month exhibit that we get to go to every single night, and so
I hope it works.
it's
that
gonna
also
be really great.
takes you away from this other side income. So you have to be there every day.
It's ideally the
True.
best case scenario. It's like it doesn't make sense until we figure
But
out
that's a
what more
quarter.
work is.
That's for a quarter. We're freaking out about 36, right? 36,000? But that's not net because you have to
No,
pay people,
because
right?
exactly.
No,
It
no,
depends
30
on how many of those nights
net,
we work.
Net
Yeah.
is 90,000
What?
because we are a 70+% expense into contract labor
So you mean
type
gross
of business.
90,000?
Correct.
So 30,000 is what you make.
Is our
net.
profit after all the expenses,
So that-
insurance,
that's for
and
3 months.
taxes. Yeah,
That's for,
paid.
that's for 3 months. So if you're able to replicate that, that's $120,000 a year. If you're able to replicate that every single quarter forever,
Which
It's horrible. Oh, bro, for the husband, bro, like he just basically financing a lifestyle that he can't even afford just to keep peace. But peace at the cost of purpose is just like basically it's a quiet destruction.
is very unlikely.
exactly, and that's my concern here. Why aren't we buckling down, going crazy, going insane to pay off the debt so that you can spend more time? When you do not have debt over your head and you have like a 1-year emergency fund as a business owner, you're able to spend more time taking these risks, going crazy.
Well, it feels so good to be able to pay our friends. Like the business brought in 90 grand. I think like
But also look at what you
60
guys
something
do
went
with
to
your
friends.
lifestyle. So I don't even care. Exactly. Listen to that. You're gonna make $30,000 net in 3 months, $10,000. This is gonna go away. This is gonna go away. Look how you guys live, right? Want to just go away? Or is it gonna be stockpiled? Is it gonna go towards that, or is it gonna go towards lifestyle?
well,
I have a great record of paying off our debt. eventually.
Hey.
And building it back
Hey.
up. What does that mean? What are you saying?
Have you paid any of my
Man, that's a sucker. I ain't gonna lie. God dang, he's a sucker.
debt though?
Have I? Well,
Why 5 years in are we still hers, mine, his?
no, you're.
Well, mine is international, right?
Just-
Like my debt is Canadian.
Yeah, you can still help. You're a household. You're combined though.
What does that got to do with my debt? Oh, are you really helping me? That's an ungrateful woman too. So she just literally, if Caleb wasn't there, this would have turned into something totally different. Because he basically brought up how he helped pay her debt, which he probably most likely did. But because the way that she asked it was like he did contribute, but not the way that she would have probably wanted him to, or it's still in a way that she questioned the way that he had helped her. And it's like, what are you getting from that? He still helped you at the end of the day. She's ungrateful too. That's crazy.
Have I? Well,
Why 5 years in are we still hers, mine, his?
no, you're.
Well, mine is international, right?
Just-
Like my debt is Canadian.
Yeah, you can still help. You're a household. You're combined though. So you
Yeah.
guys not a partnership? Obviously in business you are. Are you in life?
Yes.
Then why aren't you conquering it together?
Well, because we both have student debt, it just seems like he'll conquer his and I'll conquer mine. It's like that
And
stuff
have we?
happened.
I don't know. We
Well,
sound not on the same
not
page
with this
already
thick sack of
because
paper.
no, we're not intending. I have no intention of you paying your student loans in another country. Like it
Right.
feels like we just drop it.
So last month was a higher month. We made about 5,500.
Uh-huh.
Cool. I mean, just what went out?
A lot.
Last month, well,
A lot.
yeah, it would have been a lot less. But you said we should invest in the business.
That
we
was a lower
we
month.
over invested in the month.
What?
Always.
It was $6,000. So that's only $500
This one's
more.
That's a Karina question.
So it's very exciting to think about upgrading our shows. And we got reached out to by an LED designer who is going to make us like LED costuming. And then I'm going to be able to program the costumes with the props. And it's like this little mini Vegas show. And so it's just really exciting. And I want to get them, but they're very
What?
expensive. And
And we've proved this will be a revenue booster? What's the return on investment that we're calculating? I don't. What is eyebrow? What is?
Yo, this is some creepy stuff, man. This is how you know he has no word or say so in the relationship. He'd rather do this to Caleb than to speak up for himself.
Want to get them, but they're very
What?
expensive. And
And we've proved this will be a revenue booster. What's the return on investment that we're calculating? I don't. What?
What was that all about? You know what I'm saying? You could have just spoke up for yourself instead of letting this woman make all the decisions in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? This is a lack of leadership and a lack of vision. Well, I'm not saying that he don't have a vision, but he's not standing on business on his vision. You know what I'm saying? But like this is a lack of leadership. I can't believe he's taking a back seat to her. He could have just let her know, hey, you're out of control. We don't need that right now. You don't need to spend money on these accessories that are expensive when we don't even have the money to spend it on. How about we just double down on what we have and expand on what we can do?
What is eyebrow? What is creepy eyebrows you're giving me? He's creep eyebrow.
there are so many things that people ask for in terms of show stuff, and LED suits is not necessarily one of them.
Then don't. How
I
much would
already-
it cost?
I already paid the deposit.
Oh, for fuck's sake,
Oh
what's the
my
deposit?
God.
The deposit was about 900.
And what's the remainder?
Like 2,000.
Yeah, you should speak up for yourself, my brother.
Like 2,000 ish.
So you don't care about paying off that. What
I
are our priorities?
doing the best shows and living a really happy life. That's not the answer you want, probably.
Hey man, look man, y'all go ahead and watch the rest of that episode. This was another Purple Lip breakdown on the Pocket Watching Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and press that like button. Leave a comment. I would like to know your thoughts on this video, your thoughts on this situation. You know what I'm saying? That's when you have a situation that's modern day marriage, and it's basically a crisis. Basically a crisis because this shows lack of vision, lack of leadership, and lack of paired vision. You know what I'm saying? You guys do not share the same vision, and he does not have no leadership in the inside the relationship. There's no balance inside the relationship. It's just a whole disaster, and it's gonna basically eventually gonna turn them into turmoil unless he's gonna if he ever steps up. Let's put it this way: if that man ever steps up and have a backbone and speaks how he really feels, that relationship is gonna be done. Shout out, it's the Purple Lip breakdown. Go ahead and leave your comments, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all. We on the road to 100 subs. All love. And I'm out.